Hi, you guys are great for being here so early and wonderful. Look at all of you already in the house. Lisa, Matt, Pat, anybody else's rhyme? Nothing rhymes with Jim. Hey, yeah, we didn't talk last Sunday night, right? Because I was here. This is my souvenir. Frankenmuth, Michigan's Little Bavaria. How nice. Fun little trip we had. And that's what I got. That was my souvenir. This was free in the lobby of the Bavarian Inn Hotel. So enough about that. Lisa, you put some charts up and to the right. My God, this market just will not quit. And I don't know, honestly, do any of you feel the same way that so there's a thought that when things go too well or too when you start thinking that the market's never going to stop going down, that's pretty much when it's bottomed. Or when you think that the market is never going to stop going up, at least without taking a pause or a break, because um, we do know that. Here, let me show you guys this. When I was researching stuff, I like, for the last thumbnail, I used the Robin Hood line because it was nice, bright green on a black background. But yeah, here's the S&P 500, and it's kind of cool. I like this little interface. Got to hand it to you. I don't use Robinhood anymore. Once upon a time, way back when I did, but I need to switch this to give you guys more real estate there. Yeah, it's just this is 1 year, but when you zoom out, that can't be 5 years, is it? That's the 5 year. No, I guess so. Yeah, it was down for a bit there, but here we pull back all. It just goes up into the right, and I don't know. This shows it doesn't give me the max time. I don't know how to read this max time, but anyway, you get the idea from that. It's just up and to the right, but I don't know. When's it going to go down? I think we're at really, really extreme greed. There's very little fear. Um, I thought we had a window of opportunity there, and for us that are long term investors and have a lot of runway in front of us. I don't know about you, Jim. What do you think? You're in wealth preservation mode, so anyway, that's one of the things we can talk about. I don't know. You want to talk about TSMC? Is anybody buying them? If you don't know, TSMC is they build the chips, right, for NVIDIA. So I think NVIDIA will design it, if I have it right, and then TSMC will build all the chips that these companies need. But yeah, I saw your question, Steve C. Jet 7. Let's go Brees Hall. I got him. Enough of that, because honestly, as much as I'd love to talk football and fantasy football, if I tuned into an investing podcast and they were like, "Hey everyone, let's talk about cricket," I would be like, "Nope, out, goodbye, could care less." But oh, dude, look at Darth. What's popping, Darth? Yeah, so we had a nice little trip to the Bavarian Inn Hotel, Michigan. It's like a block area, It's I thought it was going to be bigger, but it was still pretty cool. I did not have the chicken because I don't really eat fried food anymore. But hey, we're just finished saying hello to all you. Before, what do you guys want to talk about? Throw something in the chat. Let's get at it. Let's get at it. Hey, does anybody do your if you should look to really find out if your employer offers some kind of employee stock plan. And if they don't, maybe consider working at a different gas station. Shamir from Canada, as always, with us, Ray, all the usual suspects, dude. Honestly, I love this. Just hanging out with all of you, hearing what you're doing, sometimes being told I'm wrong on something, like with my holding EPD in the wrong account, led to, content to share with everybody. Hey, we're all helping each other. And that's the best thing, I think, right? Charlie Munger said the best thing you can do is to help another human know more. And I love that from Charlie Munger. God rest his soul, Charlie Munger. Yeah, great God, Nix. You're tying my tongue there, son. Well, it can go. There is no limit to how high. Let me start that over. It's when you get about 5 thoughts in your head all at once, and they're all trying to, like, rush their way down to make their way out. It just doesn't work. The market, there's no limit to how high, the market or a stock can go. Obviously, businesses are always being more profitable. They're making more money, they're innovating, doing things to get more money from consumers, and, it's a great thing to be a part of, and, like I shared in my newsletter this morning that, and what do you guys think? Do you guys get the newsletter? Do you like how they're written? I try to write it as if, it's just for you. It's very informal. I don't wanna be too, um, I don't wanna be too esoteric, meaning like using lots of special jargon. So, hey, as I told Adam Khan, I was on his talking or observing his live stream yesterday morning, and I was like, this guy was on the board of trade, professional investor, probably been investing nearly, 3 quarters as long as I've been alive. I don't want to put an age on the man, but I'm like, Adam here is a professional investor, knows what he's doing. Yours truly, maybe more of a performer. I'll live with that. But here to entertain and also kind of educate. But anyway, we ramble on with the best of them, don't we? So, Billy, what was the best show in town? I did see Matt wanted to know. We do have a lot of earnings coming up. Matt wanted to know what energy stocks I have. And for those of you that may be new, a lot of people will get the utility companies confused with energy, thinking that they provide like electrical energy and things like that. But those are utilities. When we talk about energy companies, we talk about like oil and gas. Those are energy. So I own ExxonMobil and Chevron. And then, as you guys know, I used to own Enterprise Products Partners, and I sold out of that, and I've been slowly buying MLPX, which is the MLP infrastructure ETF oil. It's EPD, Williams Company. A lot of those that have the pipelines, they're like a toll bridge. So Exxon and Chevron and Valero, all those will use EPD's infrastructure to move oil or whatever, natural gas, whatever it is that they're moving. Billy, what's ELV? But are you buying Elevance Health? That's an interesting one if you are. Lisa, buying REITs. Yeah, I worked this morning. I had yard work to do when I got home, and I saw that you had another live stream today. So, I'll join one for a little while. Eventually. All right. What earnings? What earnings did you get? What dividends did you guys get this week? We do have a lot of earnings coming up here. Let me share this with all y'all beautiful people. Mm-mm-mm. Earnings is, I think, 20% of the S&P 500, I think, reports this week. Let's see, did I share that right? Yep. So we have got, this is from Seeking Alpha Wall Street Breakfast, the week ahead. And here we go. We'll just do earnings real quick. Got Nucor on Monday. There you go. Lockheed Martin. I'm looking forward to that one on Tuesday, along with Texas Instruments, Verizon, GE, Coca-Cola on the 23rd, which is Wednesday. Tesla, that's going to be fun. I don't know if you guys get Scott Galloway's Professor G, Scott Galloway, the other Professor G. Excuse me if that blew out your eardrums. He talked about Tesla being an issue with Elon. The guy he sticks to the narrative. He sticks to the story, and people just buy it. So, hey, the numbers aren't working. Doesn't matter. What did Elon say? Okay, that's what we're investing in. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. That'll be a big one, and that'll be volatile. So for all of you that play options, hey, good luck. Best of luck. Place your bets, right? Thursday, there you go. Valero, UPS, Honeywell, and then that's about Colgate Palmolive on Friday. So there you go. Those are some of the earnings that we got coming up this week. That's fun. It's fun earnings, but I always think don't get too don't get too high or too low on quarterly earnings. I mean, unless it's something devastating where the business is having something material, like fundamental. I didn't say that right. If there's something, it's you know what it is. It's because I got the football game on in the background. I shouldn't do that, but I love it. It's only a short time of year, but unless there's something fundamentally de- detrimental to the fundamentals of the business, I don't know. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't get too high or too low. You want to take years into account. That's one thing Warren always said. Great Warren Buffett. Look at businesses in terms of years, because right, he always would use C's Candy and say, oh, "I just saw the commercial. I could see my." Anyway, yeah. Warren Buffett would always say that C's Candy is a terrible business 3 quarters out of the four. It's that end of the year with Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. Those three things just they atone for everything where they're not really moving much during the rest of the year. Because, like Warren also says, who's buying a box of C's for themselves? Usually people don't. It's usually special occasions. You give it as Christmas gifts. My father in law loves C's, so we give it to him. So I don't know how we got on that rant, but I'm glad you guys like the newsletter. It's funny. I sent that out, and within 2 hours of sending it out, I had 6 unsubscribers. And I'm like, well, I guess, it's the way it goes. But because what do I want to say this? I want to say this that this isn't a business for me. This is a hobby. This is something I love doing that I'm sharing with everybody, and that's why I love all the feedback. So, maybe someday it would be a business, but I don't know. And I brought this up with Ryan. I said I don't know if I would ever want it to be the main thing I do for my income. Um, I still mostly enjoy what I'm doing. Sometimes it's not so fun, but a lot of times it's physical, and I don't know, doing my welding stuff. But anyway, I think I was going with that. Like, it's sad to see people go, but honestly, I just enjoy writing it and trying to think of something to share with you guys. Just like Shannon, you're sharing with us that you bought more Chevron, more T Row Price, right? Yeah, why did it escape my mind? Oh, and Archer Daniels. What do you guys think of ADM? Didn't their CFO recently leave? I don't remember what happened with that. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, and Michael, that's the way I want it to be. I want it to be a literally quick and easy. I don't want too many mental calories burned, but I still want just one thing to take away, one thing to learn. And you have to also think of it. Just came to mind that usually when somebody's at the peak of a mountain, when they've reached the top, usually you don't see that long journey, right? That was built to going into getting where they are. You just see the end result, the success, like these football players running around on the screen. I think it was Ray Lewis, the linebacker from the Ravens, and people are like, "Oh, you're so lucky. You get to play football on Sunday." He's like, "No." He's like, I get paid the millions to 6 days a week to go to the meetings, to be in the gym, to look at the playbook when I'm home, to break down film, to do this and to do that. He's like, that's what I'm getting paid for. Sunday, he said, I'll do Sunday for free because that's fun. So, but the same thing, we don't see all the work that goes into it. We just see them playing the game or in the Super Bowl hoisting the Lombardi trophy, right? Frank, it's going good. Oh, Alan, why don't you read them? I mean, I don't care. You don't have to. Hey, also let me know, is the audio too loud? My wife calls me a loud talker. Um, I have tinnitus, right? Started developing it when I was in the Navy. So she says you're a loud talker. So sometimes I have problems getting the volume right. And I guess I don't control my volume very well. So hopefully I'm not blowing out your speakers and your eardrums, but you should try reading it one time. Is there anything you would like different in there, Alan? Please do let us know. What's going on, Rob? I've been well. Busy as always, busy. Shamir, you got Coke earnings coming up. Are you gonna be sipping that Coke Zero watching? Oh, Cheez It crackers. Who owns? Is that Pepperidge Farm? Owns Cheez Its? Who owns Cheez Its? I don't remember who owns Cheez Its. God darn it. Yeah, cruise stocks were good, Ray. Really good. I missed that. I should have got into them. Carnival, I think, has been one of the top 10 stocks this year, I believe, right? Hey Rob, do I have thoughts on APA? I don't know APA. We'll look at that real quick because I'm pretty close to being caught up. Strangely enough, I know. Strange days indeed. Strange days. I'm going to see the Sisters of Mercy on Wednesday, everybody. Kind of like a cover band nowadays, but I guess we'll do news since I'm here. We'll get that out of the way so we don't wait till the end. But a couple of news articles from Simply Safe Dividends, which, by the way, hey, all of you watching, you can go to Simply Safe Dividends right now. And this is just a plug because I think it's a cool site. I have no affiliation with them any way, shape, or form, but you can get 2 weeks free trial. Just give me your email address, no credit card needed, anything like that. So I guess you know, if you wanted it, well, you wouldn't get your portfolio tracked. You could just keep giving them fake email addresses all year long, I suppose, but it would be tedious. That would be too much work. Anyway, so here we go. CVS considering a breakup, and if you caught my latest video, you saw I talked about them. They also had their CEO step down, Karen Lynch. So she's gone, and yeah. So CVS maybe undervalued too, according to Simply Safe. There you go. Walgreens downgraded, or just very unsafe. They weren't downgraded. They reaffirmed the very unsafe safety score. Yeah, even though the shares jumped 15%, I mean, I can't do that. Even though the shares jumped, I don't know. I'm not staying away. What do you guys think of Walgreens? I mean, nah, not for me. I think it's a dying business, sadly enough. They refreshed their outlook on Broadcom, ticker AVGO, which looks way overvalued. Oh, I didn't realize that. Their roots trace back to 1961 when Hewlett Packard established a semiconductor division that would be spun out nearly 40 years later. I did not know that. Look at that, everybody. We learned something. And now we are all just a little bit more smarter than when we clicked on this live stream. And this was the last one, Evergy, electric utility. They reaffirmed their safety score. So not a lot going on in news. And actually, this might be a little newsworthy. You guys know I had parked some money into SWVXX, the Schwab Value Advantage Money Fund. They invest in government and corporate bonds, from what I understand. But yeah, it's decreased 16% because the interest rates are being cut, right? The interest rates cut. It affects money market funds. So here we go. It's already working its way through, and I'm moving some more money out. But yeah, the annual income, Patty, projected annual dividend income decreased $62. So, hey, that's the way it goes. You're going to see it in your interest account, right? Or your interest in the savings accounts. Almost anything that's tied to those interest rates is going to drop. So for you, I will look up APA, which I don't know them. They're a ONG oil and gas. Oil and glass? No, oil and gas exploration and production. So they say that they're reasonably valued. Weird dividend growth. So I wonder, I've never looked at them before. I wonder if are they are they an MLP? This is too big right now. Let's see. Yeah, interesting. They had a frozen dividend, cut it, and now it's right back to after they cut it for the pandemic, of course. And now it's right back to where it was pre-pandemic, where it was frozen. So, as a dividend growth investor, not liking it. It's a qualified dividend. Okay, that's good. That's good. So no K1. And yeah, it just looks reasonably valued. Now the dividend yield, though, wow, I wonder why is it so high? So why is the market not scooping this up? Because it's way above its 5-year average. Yeah, I don't know if there's some news about this, but free cash flow payout ratio isn't too bad. Yeah, free cash flow per share took a bit of a hit. See if anything else jumps out. You can pause this if you want. I don't want to keep everyone on this for too long, but yeah, see, this is a cyclical business. They'll have 3 years of negative sales growth, 2 years up, 2 years down, 2 years up, now possibly 2 years down. So, yeah, buying it in the down years might be good because then if the stock price follows the up years, that, yeah, a little bit of share dilution recently went from 309 to 323. And I don't know. Let's see if anyone's pretty good return on invested capital right now. Let's see their debt. Sorry. Now their debt goes really high. Eek, 99%. Yikes. But it's coming down. There looks like they're paying it down. So looks okay. We would need to understand though why the market isn't buying them up because honestly, I don't know. I've never looked at APA before. So there, that was for you, Rob S. Sam, I think CVX. I don't know. I won't put them on. I'll just let me see what Simply Safe gives as a target range. If I can do this. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's see. Chevron is it says reasonably valued. They give an expected range of 140 to $171. So yeah, it's probably reasonably valued, right? Chevron and Exxon, cash flowing machines. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. They're both really diversified, right? There you go. What kind of a diversified portfolio you got? I don't have a diversified portfolio, baby. I got a diversified portfolio. Stupid, right? Cruise stock. Yeah, but you know what, Shamir? I think there was a point there where they were so stupidly cheap that we missed the boat on those. Hey, Timothy Romes, man. I do not recognize your name, so I don't think we've had the pleasure. Hi, I'm Russ from the Dapper Dividends YouTube channel. I am the #1 YouTube welding. I screwed it up. I almost had it. That was almost smooth. Smooth as a bombed out Beirut road. What do I say? I'm the #1 YouTube channel by a welder named Russ. Yeah, how much more granular? Living in the west suburbs of Chicago. Anyway, but thank you. Thank you for stepping on by. Stopping on by. We can do it. Come on, mouth. Work with me. You know what is this is funny. This is me turned up to 11. Don't worry, everybody. Sometimes I'm like this with my family and friends, but usually I'm a little more toned down. But I get excited when I'm talking to everybody here. Because if I just talked like this, Billy Johnson told us that he bought in after the drop. That's very interesting, Billy. I mean, come on. It would be a great, great cure for insomnia. It would be like, hey, breakthrough discovery, everyone. We've found the cure for insomnia. It's called the Dapper Dividends YouTube channel. Just put it on, listen to the guy's live stream, and guaranteed you'll be out like a light. Not bought anything for a while. Yeah, same here, man. I'd love to buy a lot more Agree Realty. I bought a few shares in the mid 70s just to get me to 100. But yeah, same thing, man. I don't know. I'm waiting for to see this stuff decline. Oh wow, what a catch. George Pickens. Oh, Texas Roadhouse reports this week. That's one yeah, that's an interesting one I missed. It was hot for a minute. A lot of YouTubers, people on social media were all talking about it. I've still never eaten there. So, have you eaten at Texas Roadhouse? What do you think? Thank you for sharing this, Shannon. This is what I love. I love your guys' opinions. And, you know, honestly, the stock price follows earnings and profitability and everything, right? So, if a company is going to keep making more money and increasing their profitability margins, the stock price is going to follow. It may be volatile in the interim, in the short term, but it's going to follow eventually. So if you're and this is what I did with Visa this week. I bought one more share at 289, which is crazy, but I'm fairly certain that 5 years from now it's gonna look like a great buy. Like if you look when they say when in doubt, zoom out. So yeah, zoom out and you'll see. You'll see. A lot of these players, man, they run and they put their heads down. They remind me of Rams. You ever see Rams when they lock horns and they headbutt? Like, come on, guys, be smarter. Don't use your head as a battering ram. But yeah, thanks for sharing that, Shannon. I do appreciate you, Shannon. So Great God says, agree realty, Old Dominion Freight Line, that's in my business. I see them a lot. I always get a laugh out of that because we get equipment shipped to us and they'll put stickers on it and it'll say, ODFL and a bunch of other codes and whatnot. So I like that. I always think like, man, somebody's getting paid dividends off of this that we got it. Nice. Yield chasers watching VZ&T. Man, they I can't do it. I don't know if maybe I was in wealth preservation mode, but I think AT&T at one point had more debt than some country's GDP. Like that's bizarre. That is wild. Hey, Fast Eddie, thank you. Look at this guy. We got AA Ron. Aaron, is it? You almost look like I don't know what that would be. My wife's cousin, my wife's cousin's husband. What is that to me? I don't know. His name is Aaron, and from that little tiny picture I see, you guys look similar. I don't think you're him though, but infotech companies probably not. I get enough exposure through mutual funds in ETFs, but I really did miss the boat uh, on Meta. I don't. You guys might not remember this. Any old school? Oh my God, I'm so far behind the chat. All right, I'm gonna get caught up here, but he was called Rad Dad Investor. He was from Colorado. He started a family, just couldn't do the YouTube thing anymore, but he uh he was pushing hard. I had him on the channel for Meta back when they were under 200 bucks a share, and I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I think they're dying. I don't know. Here's me, dude, with like 600 a share, whatever now. So, if something went cheap enough, maybe, but I get enough exposure, I think, through, you know, I don't know. I don't understand them as much, but I don't know, Aaron. That's a great answer, isn't it? All right. Um, I do apologize. I'm going to start this part where I zoom through here but I'll pull out stuff like this because that means a lot to me, Steve. A lot of you, I respond to every newsletter. Sometimes I don't get to it until Monday. So, somewhere within 24 hours of me publishing it, I'll get back to you. Maybe it'll hit 30 hours, but I'll get back to everybody. I love it. And yeah, this one, it's funny. I was driving, I was sitting in traffic and I thought, you know, uh, getting overweight and getting an over like your body having a big I don't want to use the F word because I don't know if I'm supposed to anymore. You know what? I'll just say it. Fat. So getting fat and having a fat bank account, you get it the same way. You have to have more cash and calories coming in than going out. And then I just told how my wife, while she just doesn't get into investing. She's never going to, but it's okay because she knows about VTI. And if I died, she would probably know to just sell everything, put it in VTI and don't think about it. Like that's all you got to do. Just keep putting stuff in VTI. Don't worry about it because she knows you're investing in every single publicly traded US company. I said I was going to get caught up and here you go. I get stuck. So let me see here. I should do like Ryan. I think he just jumps by like 50 comments or something. Kellogg's owns Cheez-Its. Kellanova it is now. And Kellanova got acquired by Mars, right? So it's going to be private. Okay, I got you. You got a hard time getting into reading. And yeah, it's okay, man. Lots of people are visual and that's one thing I love doing. Sometimes I go a little overboard on the editing and it makes it take longer. But yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, John, what's up, man? Most companies, analysts, yeah, we'll see. The market, though, I think has a PE of what, 22, almost 22, and the historical or recent 5-year norm or historical norms like 16 or something. But we'll look at this. Oh, Kevin watching me on the big screen. That's a little nerve-wracking, man. Like, why are you watching that? Watch something fun. Well, hopefully we're having fun. I don't know. I'd say that this guy's a great promoter, right? He's telling people, "Hey, why are you watching me? You should put something fun on." I guess he needs to learn self promotion 101. All right, Kevin, I'm gonna try and tune in tomorrow. We'll see. I say we'll see because I always have so many things going on. I get your alerts when you're coming on. So, Sam, can you look up expected growth of Coke? Um, yeah, let's real quick, Sam, let's do that because you're what time is it where you are? You're all the way down in Australia, right? You're in Aussie. Let's look up Coke for you, Sam, real quick, because I'm almost caught up in the chat now. Finally, let's see what we got going on here. Gotcha. Good old, not the Korea fun. He's too fast on the trigger finger. There you go. Coca-Cola. So, and I'll explain it in a minute how they get this in the middle here. You can see the valuation range. It says the expected range is 57 to $70, and it's currently so they'll take the 5-year price to earnings, the average, and they'll go 10% above and below, and that's this range 57 to 70. So, uh, if all things being equal, if nothing crazy happens, then Coca-Cola should be in that range. They should follow because they're a mature, stable company, right? They're not launching any groundbreaking discoveries. If they have some crazy new drink that everyone loves, what's that going to do? Move things a couple percentage points. I mean, anyway, so dividend safety score of 80. Just let me get this all on one screen here. The dividend growth for Coca-Cola, everybody. Slow or average. It's slow the last 5 years. Look at Brees Hall. My God. Sorry. Think of beauty. Ah, son of a gun. He gets tackled at the 3. All right, come on. I love it, man. This is fun for me. 140. Sam, you have no idea what I'm talking about because when I was in Australia, you guys have Australian rules football, I think, and there was a team called the Perth Eagles, I think, and we saw that. We had no idea what was going on. There was an Australian rules football game, and we were in the bar, and they had it on, and we were just lost. Funny story. I know they said they got the Super Bowl one year, and people they after like 20 minutes they said everyone lost interest. Nobody understood what was going on, so they turned it off. So anyway, all right, Coca-Cola back on track. There we go. They're getting ready to raise the dividend again, so we'll see. It'll probably be in that 5%, but you're thinking of cutting it. So yeah, it thinks it could be overvalued. And the gray shaded area, I think you can see on the screen here, that's the 10% above and below the past 5-year range. So it stays pretty close to it. So when it goes below, it comes back up to it. When it's above, it goes down. So yeah, it could be overvalued. That's the signal they give on the 5-year average dividend yield. And but if we also use price to earnings, it looks reasonably valued. But they think they prefer using that for Coke anyway. So it's probably overvalued. I don't think I would disagree. But yeah, and their PE ratio, it's yeah, so that's why the dividend yield is low. So that kind of skews it. And that's why the dividend yield was overvalued and reasonably valued was the PE because it's right there. But, I don't know. This is one of the reasons, everybody, why I'm thinking of just getting rid of PepsiCo because it's not really going to grow much, for right now for what I do and the amount of time that I have. But interesting. Free cash flow payout ratio is 90% the last 12 months. That's not leaving a lot of money and left to put back into the business. So that what do you guys think about that? Does that make you nervous at all? Sales growth has been coming down. Total sales, yeah, there was that big dip there in the mid-teens. But look at that. I'm not a big fan of this, everyone. So in 2014, their total sales were 46 billion. Fast forward 10 years, and we've got 46.5 billion. There's no growth. There's no growth there. And yeah, they've come back up, but nah, I don't I don't like it. Good return on invested capital, but yeah, I don't know, everyone. I mean, net debt to capital, it's coming down. It's just okay. And what do you guys think? I mean, am I off my rocker here thinking that um this is why PepsiCo is going to be one of the companies that I get rid of just because there's not really much growth, you know? Ah, look at this. Brees Hall down a 1 inch line. It's okay. I'm murdering my opponent. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? Anyway. Good. Oh, Dan, you're another investor I haven't talked to. Sign up to the newsletter. Looking forward to checking it out. Being a fellow welder. I hope you're not in Chicago and your name's Russ, so don't start a YouTube channel. Welding stocks such as Lincoln Electric, ticker LECO, and yes, I do, man. Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. Yeah, good company, not going anywhere. I think right companies like Lincoln Electric. I don't think they're not going to be susceptible to AI disruption. I mean, what is AI going to be welding? I don't think so. But yeah, you're welcome. There he is. There's Adam. He was on yesterday. I was on watching you yesterday, Adam. So very cool. Does Costco have dividend growth? I'm going to have to use the chart for this one. Let's see, everybody. You can see, just tell me like I'm already excited. Does Costco have dividend growth? Excuse me, Costco. Oh, does Costco have dividend? Yeah, it's stupidly overvalued. Here we go. There's the dividend growth. Boom, 17% 20-year CAGR, 14% last raise. They grow that dividend very fast. So yes, Costco has screaming fast dividend. Well, not Nexstar Media growth, but yes, they do have dividend growth. Alan, missed the boat. Yes, pun intended. I should have said pun intended. Yes, I'm puny and punny. I don't think I'm puny. I'm skinny, not puny. Comcast. I think they could be disrupted, right? They do a lot. They have the parks. Comcast, if you didn't know, um they own the Wachovia Center where the Flyers play, I believe, and I think uh they own the mascot. They have a lot of interesting things to that business on top of um I don't know, on top of what else? I don't know. My brain's shot. But yeah, I mean we could pull it up, I guess, but they own a lot of stuff, but hopefully they're well enough diversified that I don't know. I haven't really dug into them that deep. So, does anybody have any thoughts on Comcast? I know they get a very safe dividend safety score from Simply Safe. They grow that dividend a lot, but I don't know. I sold them. I sold them to invest in Nexstar. I had a little bit of them, but I guess I should. It's been a few years since I've looked into them, so that's why I'm kind of hesitating on to say what they do because I don't know if they sold off anything. I haven't looked at their numbers in a while. Alfonso says, "How have you been investing for a year and a half? You know how they say sometimes you win and you learn, and you know what, man? That's the best way to do it. You can read a lot of books, but you got to do it, right? You got to do it. You're not going to learn to be nobody became a great lover by reading romance novels, yeah? So you you got to get in there. You got to make some mistakes. You got to get in the game. You got to learn by doing, I think. And paper trading, you maybe you want to use whiteout to improve things because it's paper, right? But when you got actual money in the game, you pay attention to what you pay for. So you got to learn somewhere. You've got to start somewhere, and it is far better to make big mistakes with a little bit of money instead of uh big mistakes with a little bit of money instead of that doesn't sound right doing the opposite. I've just done twisted my brain into a knot. Big mistakes with a little bit of money as opposed to big mistakes with a lot of money, I guess. That's I don't know. It sounded like it was gonna be really smooth before it came out. Yeah, and VTI, that's a good one. No, Bernard, you're not late, man. You're always on time. We're on Bernard time, so as soon as you get here, Bernard, you're on time. That's what I look at it as. Your wife does the budget and the investing. Yeah, man, and that's what we've said in the newsletter is that this whole financial journey we're on, yes, I do the investing. I bring home I think I said I bring home 99% of the household income, but my wife is responsible for probably 95% of the household spending. So if we're not on that same page, it's not going to work. Because if she was just willy nilly spending money on everything, there's no way we're going to have a 32% savings rate and have no debt except for our mortgage. It's not going to work. Um, yeah. So when you choose a spouse, if if you pick the right one, you've won the game. That's what Buffett or Munger said. Look at you guys on the big screen making me all nervous. Ah, that's very kind of you, Charles. I don't know. Um, you should be able to look at the back ones though. Go and look at the back newsletters, I think. Mm. Oh, there's me like, oh, Sam, it's 12:21 on Monday. Look at this. Sam is in the future. What's it like there in the future, Sam? You guys got flying cars and teleportation devices? Jesus, here we go. Do you have Vegemite in the cabinet? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Vegemite. I'm trying not to do it. I want to sing the Men at Work song, but they had some good songs. I know they're a one-hit wonder, but they had Who Can It Be Now? Yes, they had Down Under, but they had Who Can It Be Now? It's a Mistake. There's one more I'm thinking of. I can't think of it, but I remember them having 4 songs I really liked. There's me like 1, 2, 3, 4. He can do it. Put up 4 fingers. Hey, what's up, man? What is going on? The one, the only, everybody, Dividendology. Thank you, man, for swinging on by. I don't know. Is it wrong to say gracing us with your presence? This guy, I am so impressed with Dividendology. Uh, I don't know. I don't want to give away your age, but a younger person and just all you've accomplished, man. You are, as we were talking earlier, I was saying how this is like a hobby for me. And I could do things differently, but man, you have got everything just, it's almost like everything you touch turns to gold, how your growth on all the socials, the YouTube, everything. It's been really impressive. Your newsletter, very, very impressive. And yeah, same thing, Sam. I've been whittling it down a little bit. We did buy the car. I talked about it in last week's newsletter. We bought a 2021 Volkswagen Atlas, and yeah, it ended up being cripes with taxes. We got a what do we get? Oh, the extended warranty. 5-year extended warranty, covers everything but cosmetic damage and wear and tear. So no like brakes, brake pads, tires, things like that. But $2,500, there's a lot of it scares me because there's so much technology on this car that I don't use any of it, and the car will park itself and the headlights, they're what do they call it? Adaptive. They turn with the road. The cameras sense the direction of the road and it'll start like turning the headlight. Anyway, I was like, there's so many moving parts on this thing. If something breaks, I just want to bring it in and we'll have them. So it was looking as protecting our investment because I don't know. I don't want to deal with that, just having some crazy big bill. But anyway, so whittling down. And like I said, I don't know if it's this, it might be a few weeks when we get that first insurance bill, but yeah, I'll probably be selling off the whole PepsiCo position and a lot of the J&J. I might do those too, just because they're big, mature, stable companies. They're going to have any crazy growth going on, I think. Um, but yeah, they've served their purpose. And then I don't know if I'll buy them when we put the money back. Um, we're going to pay ourselves back. I may talk about this in the future, probably in a newsletter. We're just making a simple spreadsheet and keeping track. We're giving ourselves a loan. I think it's like 7.4% interest on the loan. But yeah, man, it was doing what we have to do. I don't like debt. I'm allergic to it. And I understand the investments can go up and down, but I don't know. Yeah, sold your Coke a little while ago. Don't regret it. I don't. Yeah, and that's a great point, Nix. It is complete. It is totally um, it's totally a wealth preservation stock. I think, and I think a lot of people get like, and I kind of did that with PepsiCo. Like, oh, people like it. It's everywhere, but there's not much share price growth. I guess is what we're gonna say. Thinking of buying T-Mobile instead. Hey, T-Mobile started paying a dividend. They are again, I've never really dug into them. I show the chart that how they've cleaned AT&T and T and Verizon's clock when you look at a total return over maybe 5 years, 10 years, going back further. But now they're paying a dividend. They're bigger. Yeah, Darth. Get in there when they're talking about, hey, you got to get your hands dirty, man. It's the only way you're going to learn. Well, Jacob, I hope it's not from me. Maybe you're, I don't know, a lot of reasons your brain could hurt. Maybe you poisoned yourself. Look at this. Another new person in the stream. What's up, Don? Tesla. My daughter invests in them. We bought a couple of shares. She's 16. Yeah, no, 17. My God. Just had homecoming yesterday. Crazy. They look like women. All the girls, they were all taking their picture. Nutty to me. All these 17-year-old girls, they look like adult women. And it's just, um, Tesla is going to be interesting. I would wait. I wouldn't do anything until after earnings because, you know, it's going to be about numbers soon. Tesla's still riding on narrative. This is my opinion. I think Tesla's still riding on narrative where all Elon has to do is speak words. And it's almost unprecedented where there was times that they diluted the shareholders because they needed money to keep going. And he was like, but we're doing all these great things in the future. So usually when there's an offering, right, on the secondary offering, that means the company's putting more shares out there and then the market buys it up. Company gets more money, but that's dilutive, right? There's more shares to spread earnings out across. It can be great if the earnings start going back up a lot, but it's insane. Usually that's negative, but with Tesla, they're like, hey, we're issuing more shares, and everybody's like, we want it. And the stock price went up. But eventually, I think it's going to come down to numbers. The narrative will go old, it'll dry up, and it's going to be about the freaking numbers. I don't know when that's going to be, but if Tesla doesn't start meeting numbers and showing stable and growth, and I know it's just, Elon says these things. He says, whatever. We're gonna have full autonomous in 8 months, and it's like that was 6 years ago or whatever it was. I don't follow it that closely, but ladies and gentlemen, you got to be careful with that. So, what do you guys think about Tesla? Darth, tell us what you don't own. That will be a lot easier to getting to what you got. Yeah, and then I guess Tesla could get below 184.5. Dex. Yeah, we didn't see that. I forgot about that. ADC does have earnings. Everybody, if you haven't, I'm going to put it in the chat. QUARTR, the Quarter app. It's free. Download the Quarter app. If you're a nerd, if you're an investing nerd, do it. But yeah, the Quarter app is beautiful. So I love it. I always listen to the earnings calls. They keep improving it. So yeah, excited for that. And I just love listening to Joey agree, man. It's I feel like he talks to us how we should. A lot of these CEOs, it's just very sanitized and it's just say what you mean. Stop using all these levitating cars. Yeah, and EV demand has been kind of slowing, right? We saw the hybrids. Toyota bet big on the hybrids, and they've been doing well with that. So, Dennis Photo says, "Why are you streaming? Don't you care about Sunday Night Football or playoff?" Well, it's, playoff baseball. No, I don't care about baseball at all. I don't know, but football, dude, I got it on. I'm multitasking here. It's on in the background. So I got to watch my guys, baby. Got to watch my guys. Oh, very interesting. I don't know. I'm going to try and take a stab at your name. So from this guy, born and raised in Chicago, Sarab Kulkarni, Sarab Kulkarni. If that mutilated it, you have my 1,000 apologies. So your 401k is 100% S&P. Rebalanced the Roth last week a little. 50% SCHD, 20% gold, 15% triple Qs, and 15% VOO. That's a nice mix there. Gold, what did you invest in for gold? Like, not the ticker gold, that would be Barrett Gold, but just, is it a gold ETF? I don't remember the name of that, but here we go, Jim. I can't tell you how to get rich quickly. I can only tell you how to get poor quickly by trying to get rich quickly. Yeah, that sounds a bit of a mind twister. All right, I'm almost here. Nah, I'm not gonna buy Google right now. I know a lot of people are pushing it. I think, right? SCHD Stan. I'll have him on soon. I think he likes it. Yeah, Andre Costolani. I've never heard that one. Yeah, it's almost like being in a hurry, Jim. This quote. Now I'm thinking of it. Yeah, it's like trying to do uh Rick Guerin was a partner early with Buffett and Munger, and he wanted to get rich quickly. He was in a hurry to get rich quickly, so he used a lot of leverage. Then the early 70s bear market hit, completely wiped him out. He had to sell all his Berkshire. Yeah, so don't get trying rich quickly. Elon Musk buying McDonald's. At this point, I don't even know, man. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Adam said if Tesla will be stagnant for a while till earnings improve. I think you're right, man. It's got to be about the numbers at some point. Like, this is, kind of like PT Barnum or something. The narrative he drives is immense. It has its own gravitational pull on the stock market, but at some point, it's going to run out of steam. It's going to. XDTE, not for me, man. Zero data operation, zero day to expiration derivatives. No. I ain't even gonna. It's gambling, man. It's gambling because all options are a gamble on time and price direction. with XDTE, that's 0 days to expiration. Th If you are buying, if you're buying an option contract, you wanna have as much time as possible for your thesis to play out, but 0 DD it's complete and utter gambling, and, I would only do it, if you knew for certain that that's what was gonna happen, so or that's what you were doing. Yeah, let Tesla could it really could, man. Oops. Oh, shoot, Sam, I thought I put you in timeout. I clicked the wrong thing and it said put user in timeout. I don't even know what that means, but look at this. Korean cardboard. What's going on, man? The gold ETF IAU. Yeah, that could be better than actually having to hold it and store it. I sold my gold and silver right as things started popping off. I didn't think it was going to go this far. uh, yeah, totally PT Bardem. Look at this. Yeah, buys Rick's strip club stock. RCI Hospitality Holdings. Come on, let's be up on the up and up here. We don't want, we want to keep it clean here, but yes, that's what I joked about, remember? So if you you want to get a little stock market humor, all you have to do is just buy a share of RCI or RICK, and then you can tell everybody you're a sleazy strip club owner, and they own an energy drink too. Yeah, and I love your guys. I love it. Some people love him or hate him. He's a Hall of Fame grifter. Maybe it may be, but hey, you got to be doing something right to be even if it's for a day, the richest person in the world, money wise, because a lot of us feel like the richest person in the world. Um, JJ, I've been thinking of getting out of PepsiCo and J&J by just being selling a real aggressive call option, but I'm still thinking on that one. I might, but it'd be for getting an extra $100 or so, and I don't know. Hey, Michael, and you don't have to share it, but I remember saying, like, I know nobody goes to these places, right? Nobody goes to the strip clubs, but when you look at their money, somebody's making money, just like nobody watches porn, but yet it's like one of the most successful industries in the entire world. So it's amazing how that happens, that for nobody watching it, that it makes all this money, just drops out of the sky. Oh, there he is. What's up, Matt? Cheers. I'll toast you my gray cup of water. Yes. Yes, Matt. I know you switched from dividend investing to not. And yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, I don't know. You've got to I don't know, you got to do your own thing, right? You can't blindly follow what other people are doing. You do what works for you, and you can make a case for everything, case for and against. And I guess I've changed a little bit in that way too, because right, I started out buying a lot of Verizon, AT&T, buying wealth preservation stocks when you want something more than bonds. You want a little bit of capital appreciation, nice cash flow in. And I've changed. I've changed. So I think I said your name wrong still. I don't know. If Nvidia drops because of elections, I don't know if it would drop because of the elections. I don't know if that would affect it. I don't know. I don't follow the politics. I can't wait till it's over though. I can't take it. In my house, every day I come home and in the mail, there's all these flyers. They just go right for the Republicans and Democrats. Today we had Republicans canvassing the neighborhood, giving out their flyers, and I was getting setting up the lawnmower, and I saw them coming, and the woman was like saying something to me, and I had my earbuds in. I just ignored her, so I was like, I don't want to talk to them. But yeah, they left their swag and just went all right in the recycling bin. So I actually, that's why I probably should have told her that. Like, oh, what do you got there? Well, we want you to vote for these people. Oh, cool. Hey, you want to put that in the recycling bin for me so I don't have to? You save me a step. I know. If you're political, I'm sorry. That's just my feelings. Uh, I don't know. You guys know I was libertarian for a good long while, and it's yeah. I got tired of arguing with Republicans and Democrats. It's a very lonely place. And then I was like, hey, look at this investing stuff. I can actually spend time on it and make money. When at the end of the day, I would argue with Republicans and Democrats. And it was like, we got nowhere. And I've wasted a bunch of time. So I stopped doing that. KC, my new KC. You're going to replace old KC. Definitely buy more CVX next week. Maybe add AbbVie or PEP to the portfolio. Oh, I might be selling you my PepsiCo shares. How about that? We'll see. It's going to be a minute though. I'm going to wait until we get the payment schedule and everything in the mail. And that could take a couple weeks. And then that's probably when I'll do it. But yeah, we were talking about nobody watches the Pornhub. Yeah, uh, Visual Capitalist had a thing where they showed like the most successful companies, and it's funny because I think Pornhub was like 3 or 4. Yeah, it's like, whatever, I'll just make them up, like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Pornhub. It goes like, yes, the company that nobody watches. I did hear about they're a private company, and I think the person who started it receives dividends from it, and yeah, it's a lot. I don't know, millions of dollars every quarter they get. Jeppy will be better, or I don't know, JEPIX in a bear market. If anybody knows JEPIX, we don't know. These haven't been around for a bear market. That's been one of my concerns. We don't know how they'll hold up. It's really difficult to make money selling covered calls in a bear market. Covered calls work best in a flat, stagnant market. Like if it's just flat, like sheet glass, that is the best for selling covered calls. If the market just keeps going up and up, yeah, you'll make money, but it's hard to get back in. You don't realize the full upside, but I don't know. My suspicion is that they're not going to do that well if it's a prolonged bear market. But why are they bothering in Blue, Illinois? I don't know. I live in the suburbs, so it's in Illinois. It's they always say that the state goes the way that Chicago goes. So Chicago is obviously just Chicago is like the oh, where's Sauron? I can't think of the name of it. Come on, help me out, my Tolkien fans. The Eye of Sauron, isn't it a place? Mordor. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. So in the state of Illinois, the Democrats, it's like Democrat Mordor in Chicago, right? And then most of the other state, like as soon as you get out of the city, it's funny. There's just the FJB flags, and people got flags and Trump this and that, and come to Wisconsin, dude. I'm going there tomorrow. I've been there all week. Uh, yeah, I've been working up in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. So not fun. I had a long ride home Friday. I wasn't happy about it because the expressway was shut down. So a couple more questions here for you all. Wingstop. I have looked at Wing. Yeah, let's look really quick because I'm caught up here. I haven't looked at in a minute. Infantry Beaver. I don't think we've talked either before. I love that. Love talking to new people. So let's look up Wing. Come on. Come on. Wingstop. Yeah, small yield. Grow it fast. Let me look at their numbers here quick so we're not here forever. So they've been growing it since 2016. Just raised it pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, really low free cash flow payout ratio. Earnings per, yeah, it's nice. You want to see the payout ratios going down. That's nice if they're raising it. Yeah, look at that stout free cash flow per share, earnings per share growth. Sales growth, crazy. 14% sales growth is a weak year. Yeah, this is I think I have them on the watch list. I believe I do. Shares outstanding, starting to slightly buy back. Look at those total sales. Like, that is just what you wanna see. I'm sorry if this is small, though, those of you watching on the TV, it's big. Yeah, just incredible return on invested capital, free cash flow margin, just, yeah, 18 last 12 months, 20 so out of every $100 in revenue coming into the business, $20 is making its way to free cash flow. Where with free cash flow, you can reinvest back in the business, mergers and acquisitions. You can pay a dividend. You can buy back shares. You can carry it as cash on the balance sheet. So you can do a lot of things. Free cash flow is just the lifeblood of the business. Like, you got to have free cash flow. Um, yeah, very solid. And I guess I didn't. I'll add them to the quality prospects pipeline now. I have looked at them before. So very solid, man. Thank you for reminding us. Does anybody else invest in them? Oh, Dennis, you love dividend investing because the payments are motivating. Yeah, that's the best argument against it's a if dividends are a transfer of wealth, not a creation of wealth. Yeah, it's just the business saying we don't have anything better to spend this money on, so we're going to give it to you. Kind of like the reason that Berkshire doesn't pay a dividend, because Warren says, "Hey, we can for every dollar that of retained earnings, we believe we can turn that into more than a dollar of market value. So we're going to do that for you. But if we give it to you, we don't really think you'll be able to do that with the dollar." So, um, yeah, it's just a business. I don't know if it's transfer of. Yeah, I guess it would be. I guess it would be a transfer of wealth, and we own the business, right? So we're the shareholders. So, uh, it's yeah, it really would be. Um, that's a good way of. I don't know if anyone said it, but I guess it would be the equivalent of. I don't know if I had $100 in my savings account and I moved $10 to the checking account and said I paid myself a 10% dividend. Well, put the two together, I still have $100 total. It's just one part of it's in the savings and the other part's in the checking. So hopefully more money is going to come into the savings account. And it kind of maybe that's a bad analogy. I'm sure that analogy is breaking down rapidly somewhere. But yeah, and that's what most people think, Dennis, that it's just better to grow the business. So but there's no right answer. There's no right answer. It's whatever you uh yeah, if we could. It's a privately held, right, Adam? I would invest in it. Absolutely I would. And it's funny because, well, no, I don't know about that, because there is exploitation. Uh I guess it is harmful. It's not in a different way. It's not as harmful as alcohol or tobacco. I don't know. I guess that's a different discussion for a different day, but I did not do anything with Hershey. I don't do the wheel strategy. Yeah, SCHD, I've looked at them. You think they're a good wheel candidate. The only problem is that the share price doesn't move a lot, so the premiums are really low, right? The IV, the implied volatility is low. So Wingstar is trading 121%. Bring this up tomorrow. Do tell us about it tomorrow. 160. Oh, yeah. See, I haven't looked at that. 371. Yeah, I guess that would be one if it came way down. Then yeah, and there you go. Thank you. Thanks for making me look smart, JJ. The premiums aren't super high, and that's one of the problems that I get with selling covered calls. And I talked about this with Jeremy. Is I look for the big premiums. I start chasing big premium, and then it's getting riskier to have it called away. But I'm not buying it for the dividend. You're buying it for the growth. It's a company that's probably going to have a lot of growth that happens to pay a dividend, but I'm not that worried about it. If somebody has 10, 15, 20 years in front of them and they think they can hold it that long, that yield on cost will grow pretty nicely. So, all right, look at this. We made it. Dude, I love it. I love you guys and girls. And yeah, sign up for the newsletter if you want it. I don't know, it's free. If not, I'm still gonna eat. I'm gonna be okay. It's a labor of love. It's something I love sharing with all of you people. Drink, right? But seriously, thank you. Thank you for hanging out again. I'm looking forward to doing it again next week. And if you have any suggestions, share it in the comments of the video, share it in the I don't know, the chat. I won't look at the chat, but you can email me, Russ at dapperdividends.com. Blossom, I'm on. Blossom's growing. Love it there. You can follow the portfolio. There's a link for Blossom below. But I do get kicked a few bucks towards that. So I probably should make that known. It's free to you. They just get money from the advertisers. And then for us, like Ryan and Ian, every time you click on the link to go there, we get a few bucks. So they're trying to grow the platform and they're sharing it with us. So anyway, you know that. I love you guys. And Pee Wee, rest in peace, baby. Take us out, and I'll see you all next week. I love it.